What's going on, people? This is Evan LG Francis, aka Mr. Go to Work, and as you can see, I'm here at Ironborn Strength, man, Yuba City, and we're here for a very special guest representing that pro wrestling revolution. My homegirl, the queen of suplexes, Nicole Savoy, is a guest here. We're about to check out the gym, then we're about to holler at her, see what she got going on. It's gonna be a great day. Let's get it going. Go to work. Yeah.
For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's go to work. For the 6 to 10 night class, let's put in work. Getting into the gym to win, let's go to work. For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's put in work. For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's go to work. For the 6 to 10 night class, let's put in work. Getting into the gym to win, let's go to work. For the grind and the 9 to 5, let's go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work.
What's going on, people? This is Evan LG Francis, aka Mr. Go to Work, and today is season 4. How do we kick this thing off? We kick it off proper with one of the hottest female wrestlers in the game right now. Just so happens to be from NorCal. The queen of suplexes. I like to call her Nikki Two Belts, the SHIMMER Women's Champion, the Pro Wrestling Revolution Women's Champion. I give to you, Nicole Savoy.
I actually got a new moniker too. It's AKA it's that Lil Swole, because
like
we're part of the Swole family.
I like that.
Ariel Monroe.
Swole gang.
She's the big Swole.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
You saw both of us together. She's actually the tiniest one.
Oh, really?
We confuse people because they're like, "Why are you called Big Swole if she's Lil Swole?" I was like, "No, that's Big Swole. I'm Lil Swole, and then Shayna's Medium Swole."
Oh, snap.
Yeah, Shayna
so she's in there.
Yeah, she's Medium Swole, and then we were like, "Sure." And then Ruby Riott, when she was Heidi Loveless back then, she's like, "Can I be Baby Swole?" And I'm like, "You can be Baby Swole." So
see, you jumping in. See, this is why I wanted to do this here, because we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. Like I always say, we're gonna have like a whole conversation just from beginning to where we are now and everything in between. So you ready for this?
I am so ready.
All right then. So, Nicole, tell me, this is probably the most cliche question you're gonna get today. What made you, as a youngster, what made you fall in love with wrestling? What made you want to do this? What got you into
So me and my brother TJ were not wrestling fans at all. We used to tease my sister Tamika about her being in love with pro wrestling. This was like around 99. And so we'd come home every day and be like, "Oh, why are you watching? It's so fake. Oh my God, look, they're like stomping and punching." And then there was a day that I came home, she was homesick or something like that, and I saw like women did it. And so I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Like women do this. This is cool. Let me sit down and watch." So at the time it was Jacqueline and Ivory. Okay. And I forgot who was the women's champion at the time around 99. It was like, I think might have been Jacqueline might have been Jacqueline. And I was like, "Oh man, like this is cool. Like they hitting just as hard as the dudes are. Like this is so," and they could wrestle. And I was like, "This is like, man, okay." And then like my brother, you know, he's there, I'm like, "TJ, you see this?" And my brother was like, "Man, they fine as hell." And I'm like, "That's besides the point, TJ. The women do it." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's cool." And then next thing you know, we started watching with my sister. And then I was watching like them, and like Dean Malenko was another one. And I was like, "Oh man, like just how he like grappled and like put people in holds and stuff." I was like, "That's so cool." Cause I was a track and basketball player. So like I would like go into the wrestling room and watch the wrestlers like train, and I was just kind of like, "Well, that looks kind of cool and physical," but like I had never seen that other type of wrestling, you know? So I was like, "Is that what these guys in the gym room are doing? Like that's what they can be? Like cool, sign me up." So I mean, like watching them and just all the bright colors, like the gear and like just how they put their bodies on the line and like just being physical and stuff, that made me want to get into it. 'Cause I'm a physical person. Like my dad ever since I was like in the 4th grade, was like, you're really aggressive, and it's only track and field. So like, you need. Maybe track and field was not supposed to be your sport. Maybe it's supposed to be something else because you're very aggressive. So pro wrestling was like that outlet for me, and I was like, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. Like, this is my calling. This is what I want to do.
Okay. Wrestling school.
Yes.
Where'd you go? Who trained you? And
I originally started with Mike Modest, and then I was mentored by the shooter Tony Jones.
Okay.
And then I moved out to the East Coast, and I trained at the Gilbert's Pro Wrestling Academy, but it's called Maryland Championship Wrestling now.
Okay.
And I was trained.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
I was trained under the Holy Rollers, and then. Like, I took wrestling seriously to a certain extent, but it wasn't like my heart wasn't completely in it. And it wasn't until I moved back here to California and trained with old school Oliver John that I was like, this is like mind blown. Like, the way he explained things, it was just like, you're right. I do want to go and pick up grappling and stuff to better myself. I do want to get into Muay Thai. I do want to get into all this stuff. So like, it wasn't until I met Ollie that I actually really fell in love with pro wrestling.
So you kind of like it kind of inspired you to kind of get better all around?
Yes.
So?
And Ollie was like, no, you need to start watching like other people and stuff too. So then that's when I discovered Davey Richards and, you know, Prince Devitt back before he was
Fergal.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, Fergal. See, that's one guy that I was a fan of before, like WWE, because a lot of people don't realize. I think they're starting to now that people thought there wasn't a scene besides WWE.
Yeah.
Right now, people are starting to kind of see it differently.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about this. Now, here's a great question because I know me and you both had a commonality in this too. Besides like the WWE, we were kind of influenced by a lot of the Japanese wrestling and stuff that was going on.
Manami Toyota.
Yeah.
Heavily influenced by her.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved watching Manami Toyota. Yes.
She's serious.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was just like, wow. And then Aquino was another one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And then Hiroyo Matsumoto.
You liked them all. You liked all the good
ones.
ones. Yeah.
And when I found out that I was wrestling Hiroyo Matsumoto, I think it was like my 2nd or 3rd Shimmer tapings, I was like, oh.
So you actually got to wrestle.
I got to wrestle Hiroyo.
Oh,
and I was like, it was like right when she came back from her knee injury. And I was like, I get to actually wrestle Joshi's on this taping. I'm so excited.
That's crazy.
I was excited. I got to wrestle Yumi Oka, Hiroyo Matsumoto, Misaki Ohata. I was just like, man. And then the Shimmer tapings before this last one, I was in a tag match. I was in a tag match, and it was on the opposite side of the ring. It was Mercedes Martinez and Aja Kong.
Aja Kong?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I was like, and I got the back fist from her, and it just brought me back to like a flashback where I was watching Japanese women's wrestling with Timothy Thatcher, and Tim was like, could you imagine just getting a back fist from her? And I was like, that will never happen to me.
No. And here we are. and here we are. But, okay, see, Aja Kong to me was like I don't even want to compare her like that, but then I'll kind of just for the sake of it, she's kind of like a female Vader.
Yeah.
Almost, you know, whereas being like just a bruiser, more so, you know, she had the size advantage, but then she could move and she could strike and she could do all that. Like, I was always a huge.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you even. She's physical, isn't she?
She's very physical. Yes, she is. I call her Mama Aja. So she's very intimidating, but when you get to know her outside of the ring, she's like the sweetest person ever. And it's so weird because like the scariest people in the ring are the nicest, sweetest people outside of the ring. And then the tiny ones are the ones that are like outside of the ring, you know? So it's like, it's so weird.
So then on your way to getting into Shimmer and doing all of this, so as soon as you graduated and finished wrestling school, where was your first stop, like as far as work?
Big Time Wrestling. That was like my first official match. And it was
Shane Cody still champion then?
I think so. He's been champion forever. Dear Lord, how long was he champion? Like 3 or 4 years or something like that? Yes, I want to say yes. Man, yeah.
Even the camera people had to laugh at that.
So it said Shane, Cody, and Champion. I was like, oh my God, that was, yes.
Low blow.
Possibly. We're starting to shoot on this.
Yeah, low blow.
So my match was with Katie Lee Burchell.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man. You got to wrestle a literal who's who though. Like,
yeah, she's awesome. The sweetest person ever. And it was like, when I found out that I was wrestling her, I was just like, you know, like, have you seen American Dad and Roger with the Alien?
Yeah.
And there's a part where he like meets that really hot cowboy and he's like, that was how I felt when I was talking to her. Because like, you know, she's a good looking lady, but she can also wrestle her ass off. So, you know, I was like, man, I'm excited. So
BTW, what was it like working at BTW, like as compared to like wrestling school? Was it a different pace, or was it like a whole different world as compared to what you were doing?
I think that like all the California promotions have their own different vibes.
Okay.
BTW, like the crowd there, like very responsive and reactive to a lot of things, you know. So, I mean, I had a good time when I was wrestling for them. I know that there weren't too many women around when I first started, so I didn't get to work a lot under them, but like I said, their crowd was very reactive to everything. Like, it's pretty fun. All pro wrestling crowd and pro wrestling revolution crowd are rowdy, but BTW's up there too.
So then, when did Shimmer really start to call for you?
Wow, that was probably my second year, going into my second year of wrestling. God, that was so long ago. Oh my God, like 4 or 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I think. That's when Shimmer contacted me. And I remember the message. It was Dave Prazak had messaged me because I had sent a lot of my earlier stuff. I didn't have a lot of matches, but I sent what I had to them. And then I ended up getting this email from Dave, and he asked me if I was still interested in coming and working for Shimmer. And I was like, yes, of course I am still interested in coming and working for Shimmer.
Right.
And he was like, well, you will work on the Sparkle show, and then we'll see what you got, and then we'll go from there. And I said, okay, you know. So I was like, packed all my stuff, told my dad, I was like, go and wrestle for Shimmer. And he was like, is this like a for sure thing? I was like, I don't know, but wish me luck. And then like I got there, and then come to find out that no, I wasn't gonna be on the Sparkle shows because we didn't have enough girls. I think that what it was. And then they are like, nope, you are wrestling for your Shimmer debut. Congratulations.
Nice.
Heidi Lovelace, which is Ruby Riott, and Lufisto. So I remember like first meeting Allison Danger. She was the first person I met when I did get to Chicago. And I just remember Allison going, I've never heard of you or seen you work, but I have seen Bailey work. I know Sarah can work, and so can Melissa. So a lot of the girls that come from California can wrestle.
Yep.
So don't fuck up. And I was just like, okay.
The pressure, right?
It was. But now she's one of my mentors.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you've been doing really well in Shimmer and across the world. Now I know that, like you said, you've wrestled against who's who of people already, a crazy laundry list of names, right? But you've also teamed with the who's who of people, and you were tearing through Shimmer not too long ago. You guys were running Roughshod, and that was a group called Trifecta.
Yes, Trifecta.
And that was with you, Mercedes Martinez, and I believe the current NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler, right?
We're still not over this breakup.
That's what I'm saying, and it blows my mind because I knew of you guys, and I was watching all this stuff beforehand, right? So when all of you came up to the Mae Young Classic and everything, I was like, oh, hell yeah. But we're not even gonna go there right now. I just wanted to say that this is where you guys ended up. But how did that come together? How did that start?
I don't know whose idea that was. Whose idea was that? I want to say either it was Mercedes's or it was Dave's. It was one of the Shimmer higher-ups' idea to put us with Mercedes. And I was all for it because Mercedes was one of those, when I was coming up, like even before I even got into like pro wrestling school, I was watching her and thinking like, holy shit, she's amazing. Yeah. And then when I found out that I was going to be on a squad with her, I was like, I told Dave, I was like, I will try my hardest not to let my fangirl come out.
Right.
Okay. And then like when Mercedes came walking up, I was like, oh my God. I was like, sorry, hi, I'm Nicole. Excited.
What was her reaction to all that energy?
She was very calm.
Oh, okay.
Very calm. She was just like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And I was like, I'm excited too. And Shayna's like, yeah, I'm excited too. And like leading up to that, I was telling Shayna, I was like, this is a big deal. Okay, this is a big deal. This is Mercedes Martinez. Like this is Mercedes Martinez. And Shayna's like, I get it. And I'm like, for real? No, seriously. This is Mercedes Martinez. Like you need to go and watch her matches. Okay, I'm telling you, she's phenomenal. Yeah. And we get to be with her. And that's where Boss Lady like stemmed from. Because I was like, she's like the boss lady, and then I just kept calling her boss lady, and even out in the ring, and then like people caught on to it, so they were calling her boss lady. So she's just boss lady now. That's
crazy, man. So you three were winning gold, stacking it up, doing all that stuff.
It's a staple of gold.
I know, breaking people's knees and doing all that type of stuff, putting people out. Coming from Shimmer, we'll talk about like our friends at Pro Wrestling Revolution.
Yes.
Right? So shout out to Gabe and Shannon.
Hi, Gabe.
Love y'all.
Shannon.
So how did that come about? How did that working relationship come about? And how did you work your way up to that title? Because you're Nikki Two Belts out here. How'd that happen?
So I was dating a guy who used to work for Gabe.
Okay.
And Gabe had already like shown interest in like having me for the Pro Wrestling Revolution shows, and I think it was my ex that kind of pushed it along. It was like, yeah, sure, we can use her.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know, like just working so much hand in hand with Gabe, and like just seeing that, you know, when you work for Gabe, like you are one of Gabe's own, and he looks out for you and stuff. Like the tryout and stuff that I had in SoCal was through Gabe.
Okay.
Like when they were like, hey, you have any girls and stuff, Gabe's like, I know one.
Yeah.
And so he like really goes out of his way to like, you know, really invest in you. If he sees that you're willing to invest in yourself, he wants to help invest in you and everything. And as far as working my way up to being the women's champion, that wasn't exactly like an easy road because the champion before me was Christina Von Eerie. And it was like, she was one of their longest reigning champions, and I had to step away from the company for a while due to conflicts. But I felt like even though there were conflicts, Gabe and Shannon still kept in touch and stuff to check on me.
Right.
And even though like I didn't really like talk to them, like as far as like my conflicts and stuff went, they saw that I matured quite a bit from the stuff that I was going through.
Right.
And then Gabe was like, you know what? I want to bring you back.
Yeah.
Because you're not the person that you were when you first started. You're a completely different person.
Right.
And he also saw that I was working really hard. I was getting my name out there. Like I was wrestling everywhere, you know, and I was getting a little bit more experience. And Gabe's very, very, like Gabe and Shannon are very protective of the women's belt. Like you got to be ready. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be ready to be one of their women's champion, you know? So, and I felt like at the time I wasn't. And like, fast forward to now, it's like they saw that, you know what, she is ready to do that, you know, so.
So then you had to change your heart, because I know you had that ACL injury, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that. When did that happen, and how did that kind of affect you?
So that happened to me at my WWE tryout.
Okay.
That's
crazy.
I know of all places for my ACL to give out or tear.
I know you were bummed.
Oh my God. I'll do the reenactment as soon as I'm done telling you the wind, what's in here. So yes, it's the first day of our tryout. And there's this drill where there's 4 people in the ring, and you hit the ropes at the same time, you stop in the middle. Okay. So my side didn't give out, or didn't bend, so I stepped and my knee popped out. And so, like I tried to go as much as I could in the tryout, but at the end when we were doing the rolls, I couldn't do it because like when I would do a forward roll and stuff, like my knee just kept like, it felt really unstable. And so they were like, you're done. And I couldn't try out for the remainder of the time there. So I'm in my hotel room, just like, oh my God, my knee. And then like I called my dad and I was like, Dad, I got hurt at my tryout. And he was just like, what? Huh? I don't understand you. And I was like, I get hurt your knee. And he was like, are they gonna send you home? And I was like, I don't know. I have to be here until Monday. They want me to look at doctors, and the doctors look at my knee. So he was like, hey, well, then it's not over. Maybe, you know, you just strained something or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I tried to stay positive the whole entire time I was there. Then Monday comes around, and Shayna's like, messaging me, and she's like, well, maybe, you know, because sometimes like you'll hyperextend your knee and the ACL will stretch, but it'll feel like a tear, but it really isn't a tear. Okay. So I was like, even if it's a torn meniscus, I would be happy with that because at least it's nothing big. I mean, it's still a big deal, but it's not like nothing can't get huge, right, you know. And like LCLs, MCLs repair on their own anyway. Yep. So we get to the doctor and I'm thinking like, I'm trying to stay positive, like maybe it's not as big as I'm making it out to be. Right. And then the doctors told me that I had torn my ACL and I was just like, again? And they're like, same knee? I was like, no, I had torn my ACL on my right knee.
Your right knee. So the first one's the left. Yeah, the first one was the right. No, first one was the left. Okay. The second one was the right. Okay. So the doctors tell me like, yes, you have a torn ACL. And so I just broke down and I was just crying. Like, I was just like, well, that's cool because I had just won the Hardest Shimmer title. Like, freaking, I had all this stuff planned, you know, all these bookings and everything. And like, I just got really sick in my stomach because I was just like, the worst thing is having to pull off of shows. Yeah. You know, and having to be like, how am I even going to word this to like tell people like, hey, I'm hurt, I can't do these shows. Right. So I ended up coming home and I immediately scheduled an appointment with my doctor, and then my doctor gave me the runaround and I had to go see another doctor just to see another doctor, get all these different opinions because they were like, well, it's not torn. And I was like, oh, thank God. But just in case, let's get a third opinion. And then that doctor was like, no, it's torn. It's totally torn. And then the other one was just like, yeah, it's torn. And I was just like... I thought he was going to say,
like military doctors, I'm telling you. And so, that's when it happened. It was around my tryout.
And so how long, and did, like, in between, and before I even asked that, was there a point that you kind of like were kind of feeling like you wanted to give up?
No, yes. Because when I came home, the guy that I was dating left me for another girl. So. Which I was like, okay, so torn ACL, guy leaves me. Right. Then my job wouldn't let me work because I'm a liability. So, you know, torn ACL, guy leaves me, work won't let me work. Then my truck dies. So this is all in a week, like within the 2 week time frame. And I'm like, well, this higher power is like, ooh, when it rains, it pours. Like, and I was just like, whatever I did in the past, I guess this is karma, but I don't know. If there's anything else you want to throw my way, throw it my way, you know, and freaking came in that. And I was like, damn it all. And so I was like, well, I don't know what I really want to do. And then I was training at the Super Training Gym, and I was talking to Mark Bell, and then Mark Bell gave me like this talk, and it was just something about what he said that I was like, you know what, you're right. Like, I shouldn't be sitting around and crying over what happened to me. If anything, it should be more motivation to come back better. Right. You know? Right. And so if it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would have done. Like, probably wouldn't have muscles and
probably wouldn't have just gave up. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have had that mentality to be like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be awesome and be so good at hugging. Yeah. You know, so.
But that's good that you buckled like back up and hop right back on. So, well, first off, let's go into the Mae Young Classic, right? How did you get the call for that? Because I know that had to be something you weren't really expecting. Or were you expecting it?
No.
Was that something you were expecting?
I had saw the scouts at the Orlando Shimmer show, and they asked me, how's the knee doing? I told them that it was doing good, and that I was supposed to come back for, I think it was like April, because the Mayon Classic was June. It was June or July, one of the two. And I told them that, you know, I was coming back around then, and they were like, oh, okay, cool, you know. And then next thing you know, like, I get this phone call, and I'm just kind of like, all right. And they're like, we're just wondering if you, like, are you sure you're going to be ready in time for the tournament? And I said, well, I was like, let me get all this together and I will get back to you.
Right.
And as soon as I got off the phone with them, I immediately was like, doctor and stuff on speed dial, talking about when can I see you guys? Because I have some news.
Right.
And so, yeah, like I was very shocked when I was shocked when I got the phone call. I was just kind of like, I know who you are. You're calling me for the tournament.
Yeah. And then so you have friends there already, like in the E and stuff.
Who didn't
you know?
tell me? Like, well, you mean the ones already there, or the ones that were in the tournament?
A little bit of both, right?
Okay, because the ones in the tournament didn't tell me they were in the tournament, so it was all a surprise.
Because I know Mercedes was also in it, and I know Shayna was also in it, and that was crazy for me because, like I told you, you guys and I believe Kyrie were like my four. That I was like, okay, it's between those four anyway. Like whoever's gonna win. I really swore up and down that you and Shayna were probably gonna meet in either the semis or the or the finals.
Would have been nice.
Yeah, but I know you were saying
one last match.
But you went deep in the tournament and everything, and that to me was just a testament to like your work ethic, right? Because you could have given up after the injury and never reached that level, but it works out, right? So what did you take away from that experience at the Mae Young Classic?
Basically, like, I need to have another mindset as far as like building my brand and there's just like things that they do there that it's just I never would have thought to really do on the indies, like entrances. Like I just go out, like do like little pose for the camera, and then like walk to the ring. But it's like everyone has their own shtick because it's like who you are. It's like the first impression when you first walk out is in your entrance. So it's like I never really thought about things like that, but now I do.
Okay.
So it's like I took that away from it. Just how they run things, like I was already looking for like hard cam and stuff, but now it really is like, okay, where is everything, and then a lot of ring awareness and just really paying attention to like details of like what everything is as far as how a match is structured, involvement, with people watching and stuff, cameras, and then making time.
Making time.
Not going over.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because in the Indies it's kind of a lot more freedom with that, right?
Oh yeah.
And
yes.
so there it's more of we got this amount of time, don't go over this, right? Got you.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlike the match with Shotzi at All Pro Wrestling, they were like 6 minutes, and we were like, yeah, okay. By the time it was the Shotzi, I think we have more than a 6 minute match.
Yeah.
She was like, all right, well, cool.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like the freedom that you get on the Indies, and shout out to Shotzi too, because you gotta come on the show too. But anyway,
I love me some Shotzi.
Yeah,
I do.
I met her once. She's cool as hell.
Oh yeah, she definitely is. She's my karaoke buddy.
Yeah.
Oh God, we were in New Orleans singing karaoke together. Like they were singing, freaking Metallica and Spice Girls and everything.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't like just kind of like sitting there and being like, no, we were really into it. Like we were just putting on this huge performance.
I would pay money to see that.
And she can sing. She can sing. I just perform. She can sing. I fake it till I make it with the karaoke, but she's like full on performer.
Right. So now, next week we have this King of Indies tournament 2018, which you will be at.
Yes.
And what will you be doing, Ms.
I am
Champ?
going to be defending the Pro Wrestling Revolution Women's Championship against La Güera Loca.
Oh,
Taya. I said that with, I'm so proud of myself because last time I was like La Güera. So I said it with a little bit of spice. I was like La Güera Loca.
That deserves a 5.
Yes, I did it, and I did the head thing.
There you go. There you go. So preparing for this match, because I've seen Taya, Lucha Underground, Impact, all that good stuff. she's coming here, challenging you.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel? Now you're the big fish that all these people are coming down to challenge and try to knock off one time. So at first you were hunting for the big game. Now the big game's coming for you. So how does that feel? How does it feel to have the tables turned a little bit? And are you ready?
It keeps me on my game. I mean, it's gotten to where it's like really funny because it's like now I go and train. Like I still train, but I go outside of pro wrestling and I like go and train to be better at what I do.
Right.
You know, like I go and I train with Josh Barnett.
Okay. What?
After the King of Indies tournament, that following week, I'm actually going down to train with Josh Barnett.
Okay.
For a week.
Okay.
To get ready for Japan.
See?
So.
And yeah, you touring Japan, all this stuff, man.
But yeah, it's like things. It's crazy because people. I know, like, they go, oh, well, you know, it's just prop, like, you know, it's just a belt, like, you know, it doesn't define you, like, you know, or what you do, but it's just kind of like, I get what they're saying and they're entitled to an opinion, but it's like, when you've worked so hard for something, it's like, it makes you want to better yourself and be better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you've worked hard for this championship,
right.
You know, and you are the champion, and it's like you put so much pride into it, and so it makes you just want to work harder.
Right.
So all the training and all the studying of matches, like even if I'm not training, I at least try to put an hour or two into watching wrestling.
Which is smart, right? Yeah, like just keeping up with what's out there. I know something else about you that probably a lot of people do know, but then a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
You're a gamer.
Yes.
Just like me.
Yes.
So, what games are you playing right now?
Elder Scrolls Online.
Elder Scrolls Online, because
Yes.
I know you're a huge Elder Scrolls fan.
Yes,
right?
My dad is a gamer, and he's always been a gamer.
Okay.
And the first console that I was introduced to was a TurboGrafx 16 with Military Madness
The
on it.
old school,
Yes, and I remember I used to watch my dad play it, and then I would play it. And then it was me and my brothers were really, really tiny. We used to beg my dad to get another console. So we had like all the consoles, but like me and my brother, we had to share it. So it's like there's a lot of couch co-op games that we played together and everything. And so that's where like my love of video games came from, because it's like I had all these memories with like my dad and my brother playing and stuff. And all the wrestling fights we used to get into where it's like, you cheated on friggin' Smash Bros. And then we would try to fight each other and stuff. My dad would take the console away. But anyways, yes, so that's where my love of video games came from, is my dad. I blame him for that. But fast forward to now, I'm a huge Halo fan. I'm very loyal to the Master Chief, so I will always stay on the Xbox side.
Okay.
I have a PS4 and a Vita and the 3DS, and the next investment is a Switch.
So you're going to have a little bit of everything.
Yes, but I grew up with Master Chief, and that was one of the real official games, aside from Pokemon, that I just absolutely fell in love with and I was obsessed with. Like, I have statues, action figures, posters, collectibles, everything on Halo.
Gotcha.
Like, I've literally, that E3 exclusive Master Chief pop figure, the see-through one, I bought that.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, every customer that came in, I couldn't buy it yet. Every customer that came in, I was nope, we don't have it. No, it's on hold. Just so I can buy it.
The first system I think I had that I bought myself was like a PlayStation, right?
Okay.
So then the original one. So my cousin had showed me that you had to put a spring in the back to get the imported games in it, right? So like the first game that I really had was like, what was that? Like Dragon Ball GT Final Bout or something like that.
Oh my God.
The really terrible blocky one, right? The one that really sucked. But the music was good.
Okay.
But like,
it was just like WCW NWO Revenge, blocky
That was a good
but it was fun.
game.
Yes, I'm not
That was a
knocking
good
it.
game.
I'm not knocking it. It was fun. Me and my brother used to be the managers. We were like wrestlers. Let's switch over to the managers on the N64 and fight each other.
WrestleMania 2000 was really good. What was the one that was the best one? No Mercy. No Mercy.
No Mercy was good.
All right. So, you're the queen of suplexes.
Yes.
This is gonna be the most rhetorical question of all time. How many suplexes do you know? How many variations of the suplex would you
Somebody
say
actually on YouTube did a top 30. Yeah.
So 30 suplexes.
It was probably about like 22, 23 suplexes in that video.
Are you serious? I'm
Yes.
gonna have to look that up, man.
how many suplexes have I done in my career? There was the tiger, the dragon, the German, the straight jacket German. There was the northern, the gut wrench, the butterfly, the Saito, belly to back, the overhead.
That's what I'm saying.
That's 10 already.
When you think of it, there are so many different variations of a suplex. The
How many
T-bone.
ways could you throw it? The
T-bone,
T-bone,
yes.
I T-boned Shotzi freaking last week or something like that. So
you know, so many. That's crazy.
That's all I wanted to do. Like when I was training with Oliver, he was like, "What does everybody want to learn?" And then it was right when Jeff first started too, Jeff Cobb. And I was like, "I want to learn suplexes." So Ollie was like, "What kind of suplexes?" And I was like, "Well, the dangerous kind." And he was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Tigers and dragons." And he was like, "Where'd you watch these videos?" And I was just like, "Online, Japan."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Is that where you're trying to go?" And I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, I've learned quite a bit. And I always changed up my suplexes. Can't make up my mind. Like the only frequent one that I do is or the frequent two that I do is the butterfly and the German.
Gotcha.
So those are like forever permanent in my arsenal. But everything else, I'm kind of like, I'm going to do a gut wrench today. Or I'm going to do a T-bone.
See, that's why I was always curious about that, though. I was like, I wonder how many she knows, though.
And this, I didn't dub myself the Queen of Suplexes. It was actually given to me by people that came to a show.
Okay.
Like, there was a fan that walked up to the merch table and we were talking with each other. And he was like, "Man, you do so many suplexes. It's like you're the Queen of Suplexes."
Right.
And I was just like, I like that.
Coin that phrase.
I'm going to coin it.
Yeah.
And then recently, like I said, it was Lil Swole. So it's like Queen of Suplexes, Lil Swole.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. See, now I feel like where you start at, since we got this interview done and knowing you now, like getting to know a little bit about you, it's like, okay, this is where you started from, and you always wanted to do this, but you never let anything stop you. And I think that's the best message you could take out of this is like, once you focus on the goal, you know, keep going until you get what you want out of it, right?
That's the only thing that, like I tell people, is the only thing you should be selfish about with yourself is your dreams. Like with my niece, like my dad knows now, my dad hasn't always been accepting of the whole pro wrestling thing. He's tried to talk me out of it so many times. So like my niece is like, "Why do I want to be an Olympic gymnast?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, sweetheart, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But you need to go to gymnastics practice every week. And sometimes a little extra." And you know, and she's 7, and you know what she's doing now?
What's that?
She's going every week and sometimes a little extra to where she's on the pre-team now. And you know, my dad was like, "I mean, I told you no, and you went out and did it anyway, and this is all you got to do, so I'm not going to tell little one no." Like, you know, so it's like, that's the only thing you should be selfish with is like your dreams. That's it.
Gotcha.
You know, like that time that you know, for your dreams, like if you're wanting to be a rapper or whatever, like
perfect that.
Be selfish with that time.
Yeah.
You know, because once you let people take that away from you, you're gonna. So, like, I just didn't want to get older and be like, well, what if, shoulda, coulda, didn't, don't, you know, so.
Mom always told me, like, it's better to be a glad I did instead of a wish I had. So it's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. So, if people want to get in touch, because you're about to be busy,
Yes.
you're about to be everywhere, you're about to be doing stuff, but if people want to connect with you,
Be gone.
you about to be gone.
I am.
Like, she about to be a stranger. She ain't about to hit us up no more. We don't,
Oh, God.
Like,
I
she
just
don't
gave you
know
my
what-
gamer tags.
I know, but
so,
I'm just saying.
You know, when I'm in Japan, I'm bringing my PS4, so I'll be mostly on the PS4 in
So I'm
Japan.
gonna have to whoop you up in Japan, man. That's cool. So, that's cool.
We can play some Monster Hunters.
Something. But if people want to get in touch, want to see what you're doing,
Yes.
want to know what's going on with you, give them the info, the social media, all that good stuff.
So it's very easy. I made it easy across all my social media platforms. It's Nikki M. Savo. So it's Niki, the letter M as in mother, S-A, V as in Victor, O. My pro wrestling tee store is the same thing, where all my t-shirts are and stuff.
Shout out to Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yes, pro wrestling tees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get new shirts, I swear.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, prowrestlingtees.com/Nikki M. Savo. I have a website, but it's on my Twitter.
Okay.
It's a long Tumblr URL. And Hopefully after Japan, I'll start streaming again with video games.
Okay.
It's just I've been so busy and tired and working and stuff that I haven't been doing that. But Ranger Savo is my Twitch.
Okay.
So.
Ranger Savo.
Ranger Savo.
You heard it first, man. So check it out, y'all. King of Indies. I want to really give a shout out to Gabe, Shannon, Pro Wrestling Revolution. Mm-hmm. King of Indies next week. That is
Daly
July
City.
In Daly City, July
yes,
what?
6th. Yes.
So you guys need to come out there. King of Indies, it's about to be a crazy tournament. Plus, you're gonna see the Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, Nicole Savoy, go one-on-one with Taya. That's crazy. So y'all gotta come out there, see that. Check out Miss Nicole Savoy on all her great social media stuff. Check her gaming Twitch out, all that good stuff. And we gotta thank her, but we know you gotta be in LA. We don't wanna hold you up, hold you up.
My flight leaves at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm good. I'm just gonna stay and play video games anyways.
That's what I'm saying. She's gonna be gaming and all that, but we wanna thank her. We want to wish you great luck on all your future endeavors. Not like the WWE do people, but like, you feel me?
They're good with the pew again.
but and just in general, want to wish you the best of luck and thank you for coming on.
Yes.
So.
And thank you, Ron, for letting us use your gym.
Ironborn Strength.
Yes.
Yuba City. You guys got to come here.
And thank you for driving all this way too.
Come on, man.
Was it 2 hours? 2 hours?
This was a 2.5 hour,
2.5 hour
trek. It was worth it though. This was most definitely cool, and I'm glad I made a new friend too. We all made a new friend, right? So hit her up, check out those matches, get to King of Indies, all that. Thank you very much. Take care of each other, and as usual, eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work. Yeah.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
All that
That's
awkward.
cool. Yo, man, that was crazy today, right? We actually got to come up in this gym, Ironborn Strength. Check it out. We got to interview and get to know one of the best female wrestlers on the planet right now, Nicole Savoy. Got to see what she's doing. It's crazy. I'm gonna be here more. I love this place. I love Yuba City. I love what they got going on over here. And I really appreciate Nicole coming through. I appreciate you guys watching. Keep checking everything out. Keep eating well, keep taking care of each other, doing all that good stuff. Thank you to Gabriel. Thank you to Shannon Ramirez of Pro Wrestling Revolution. Thank you to Ironborn Strength in Yuba City. And as usual, people, take care of each other and eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work. Yeah.
Go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work.